Hi everybody. It's a slow day here, even though it's 2 days before Christmas, because we have a horrendous storm outside. We are still consistent, but I thought maybe I'd jump on and talk to you about butterflies and how we process our butterflies for the butterfly art that we do. Because it's slow, Steve's got the floor, and we sell a lot of framed butterflies. And so I thought it would be fun. Everybody's at home probably, keeping warm, so maybe some people will jump on, and if not, then you can go back later and look at it. So, butterflies. So, as you see, as you know, if you've been here, that we have a lot of butterflies. I guess I should have grabbed one completed so you could have seen it, but of course I didn't. But I will run and grab one so you'll be by yourself for a second. All right, so now three people are on. What I'm going to be talking about, because like I said, sorry I wasn't here when you guys jumped on first off, and you're in my messy back room. We're a little slow today because of the weather. So we got our butterfly supply in, or some of it. So I thought, why not jump on and show you how to process the butterflies, or how we process the butterflies. So all of our butterflies and moths that we get are are all treated ethically, and once they pass, then that's when we buy them. So none of them are actually terminated for this purpose, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's fun to do. So as you can see, these are what the finished outcome is, and this is an Atticus moth. We're not going to be doing anything this big. We're going to be doing something smaller, but just to give you an idea, we use, so those of you old enough to remember wallpaper sample books, vintage wallpaper sample books, that is what we use on the back part. So we went and collected a bunch of wallpaper sample books, right? And, which turn out good. And what I mean is stuff like this. Do you remember these? The wallpaper that have, and some of these wallpapers, I swear, can be framed by themselves. So the wallpaper sample books, we've got quite a few of them. We look for them all the time because we use those as a backing to our butterflies to give it, I know. Some of them, I swear, some I just want to put a frame around and put on the wall. A lot of metallic ones from the 70s. It's fun. So to add to the vintage theme of it, we put that behind the butterflies or the moths. So, but we got our butterflies in, and I wanted to show you to see how we do it. This is how we get them in, right? So this is a Morpho butterfly, and they come in looking like so. Now this one has already been damaged, so that's why I'm showing you. You don't want to grab them by your fingers because a butterfly wing is as thick as a human hair, so you got to be really careful. And because this one's already damaged, that's why I wanted to show you. So as you can see, they come in flat, right? So it's pretty cool, right? And the color is going to be on the inside, so we have to open it. And so how do you open it, right? So we take a tub like so, and I know it's so, fill it full of water, we do layers of paper towel, and then we soak them for 24 hours. The larger the butterfly or moth, the longer it takes, because you got to get the cartilage to soften up. So these ones have been soaking for 24 hours. We're going to end up processing them and making them look like this, and I'll explain. So that way they can take shape for when I put them inside of a piece of art. So the supplies that you're going to need, and don't laugh at my messy back room, but the supplies that you're going to need are, you're going to need little pins, like little push, like sewing needles, but not sewing, with a head on them. So you need little pins, and then you need slightly larger pins. And what I mean by that is something that has a head on it, maybe, because then what this will do is hold the body down. So, and then you need scissors, and actually, believe it or not, just pieces of paper, because like I said, butterfly wings are the thickness of a human hair. So therefore, if you use your hands too much, the oil on your skins will start to disintegrate the butterfly wings, and you don't want that to happen. So you cut strips, literally cut strips of paper, right? And I did that already. So you have strips of paper, and this is what's going to hold down your butterfly wings. Because again, I'm telling you, you do not want your fingers to touch those wings that much, as little as possible, because the oil on your skin can help disintegrate them. So, but you will have to touch them a little bit. So I'm going to process one for you guys to see. Oh, and then of course, hairspray. And hairspray is a little thing that we use after the fact to help, just to help solidify the butterfly wings in the position that they're in. Hairspray is good for a ton of things. So, and then you need something to pin them to. And we use pieces of styrofoam. And once you pin them, you probably have about an hour or two for them to hold shape. And then you can put them into art, right? So they've been doing butterfly and insect specimens for decades. So this is nothing new, but we do sell them completed, and we also sell them like this, so that way you can go home and make your own stuff as well. So if you're not sure exactly how to process them, take a look at this video, because this video will actually help you. So now we're going to process one, right? What did my, oh, it's down here. I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to set it here. Can you guys see okay? Maybe I need to move you a little bit more. Here, down. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah, you can see okay. All right. So we're going to take one of these out of our, the water, and they're still, and when you put them in the water, you leave them in their original container. Leave them in their original mail-in envelope, because then you touch them less, right? So then you carefully open them, right? You carefully open it, trying not to damage the wing in any way. And sometimes that's impossible. It's a process of, let me tell you how many I have destroyed in the process of learning how to do this, right? So you have it open, right? And here is the beautiful field butterfly, as you can see, right? So then what I'm going to do is I need to grab it. So I'm going to grab it by its body. By the body, not the wings. So here I have it by the body. By the body, I was losing it. Then what I take is I take these wood skewers, these wood skewers, because I have to separate these rings. Ugh, I have a speech impediment. I have to separate these wings, and by not using my fingers to help, I am going to slip this through here, and as you can see, the wings are starting to crack, right? So then I hold it. This is when you have to be able to maneuver your finger down the center of the back of the butterfly. Okay, so when you have it open, you are going to then use your finger, because you got to spread these butterflies, and you got to be very careful. So as you can see, my finger is between the butterflies, holding it here. Then you take your thing, and you're gonna have to watch me here, because I need it to lay down, and I have my pin that's gonna go in the body here. Okay, then I set it on like I want it, or sometimes what I'll do is I'll hold the body and I'll push it down, and you see it opening up, and then I'll put the pin right behind the head through the body. Now I know it sounds gross, but this is how you're gonna pin it down. Okay, so you're pushing the pin through the body till it comes out of the bottom of the body. Then you want to, using the head of the, and that's why I said get something with a larger head, you're going to push it into the foam. Watch me break this one while we're doing it. Now you have your butterfly pinned in, right? Then, can you see this here? Okay, then we're going to leave it like this. And this is where, I mean, and it's art. This part is technical and getting it to open. Okay, then you can be so creative and make something phenomenal out of it. We've had some of the best artists come in and do it. Emily, Nikki, some of the best people that can come in and do these art, as well as myself, and they're beautiful. So what we're gonna do is, remember those, ow, I just poked myself. Remember those pieces of paper, those pieces of paper? You wanna take the pieces of paper and you're gonna use, depending on how you want it, because setting it is going to be interesting. You got to have an idea of of different ways. But because we do different things and we have so many, I set them in different ways. So if you look, some of them, the wings are up like they're going to be in flight motion, or you have them where they're doubled. So you've got a piece of paper between the back wing and then a piece of paper over the top wing. So you're going to separate the two wings, giving it that like I'm about to take flight look. Or you can do it flat, like they're resting on like a rock or whatever. Or you can do it so that they're almost up, so it looks like they just landed. So there's all different ways to do it, and your best bet is to go on and look at live butterflies and how they interact in life, so that where their wing movements are. So now that that's done, I'm going to take the piece of paper and I'm going to do a full wing set right now, meaning I'm going to do both wings the same size. And you slide it through. Can you see? You slide it through so the paper is between the wings. Yep. Then you're going to bring the paper up halfway through the body. You're going to hold the down, and then you're going to bring it down, right? Don't worry. If you do it carefully, you won't break its wing. And if you break the wing, that's how you learn. So we put a pin in one end to hold it down, and then we put a pin in the other end. So that way, and you want to use pins that will hold it down. So as you can see, it's starting to make, that one's being held down. Now I got to pull this one down so it looks like it's in flight. Okay. So I take another piece of my strip, and then you want to tip it over and down. And be gentle, but don't be too gentle, because if you're too gentle, they're going to slip out. Their wings that are very slippery. So you want to make sure you want to hold them down. Then you put the pin in, and you put another pin in, and then you have it completely open where the main color of the butterfly is showing. So then in a couple of hours, a couple hours, his cartilage will set and the wings will stay open. And then you can use it for art. Isn't that cool? I love it. So I'm going to do a morpho so that you can see what I'm talking about when the wing color difference. So let me go underneath here. And the morpho is the butterfly I showed you that I damaged to begin with. And so again, I'm going to pull it out of the water, right? And we're going to open it slowly so as not to damage. Morphos are blue. There's different shades of blue. There's steel morpho, there's, bright morpho. There's all different kinds of morpho butterflies, but they're all a shade of blue, bluish white, dark blue, electric blue, whichever. So, the electric blue tends to be the most expensive when you come across it because it is the most vibrant. Now, again, we're going to take the skewer. These wood skewers work great. You're going to slide it right above the body. It's almost like you're threading a needle. You're going to slide it right above the body. If I can see, my old eyes, I cannot see. Okay, we're going to go in backwards because I couldn't see. So it's starting to separate the wings. You can see a tissue color in there. Then you're going to, I'm not left-handed, as you can tell. You're going to slide your finger in there, and you're going to start to open the wings. And I'm going to hold the body, and I'm going to pull my fingers back. You're going to open the wings, and you're going to start to see the blue color. So these ones are standard morpho, male morphos. And where's my pins? We will use, I'm not prepared. Where did my other pin go? Oh, I must have dropped it. All right, I'll use one of these. So I'm going to use a here's one. So a pin with the top. Thank you, Paula. Pin with the top. So we're going to stick it into the back right behind the back of the head. And we're going to put it right here. Now, I did a boo-boo because as you can see in my finger, you see that? That's the color off the wing. So that's why you have to be careful. It can come off. So we'll see how much damage we did on this wing. So I'm going to slide this down. Actually, not bad from what I see. Make sure it's behind the pin head. And we're going to it's not behind the pinhead. Oh, the pin went behind. Oh, see? So when you're doing these, make sure your distraction level is a lot less than what I'm doing right now, because I ended up putting it behind. I did it again. I put it, so I'm going to have to go back in here. I'm going to have to put this back in here. So you see, it can be a chore. It can be a chore to do that. Then you start losing their body and you go to the next one. So even though I've been doing it for, how long have we had butterflies in here? 5 years. I still make mistakes on them. Like I'm doing with this one right on public view. But that's how you learn. So we're going to set this down. We're going to see if it's salvageable. And it looks like it might be, if I can, it looks like it might actually be. You just have to be careful with it. So we want to slide this in, and behind the pinhead, behind the pinhead, see how much damage we actually did to this. I see a little hole in it. But the cool thing is when you damage a butterfly, that doesn't mean you throw it away. Do you see what I do? Did you hear me? Just because you damage a butterfly does not mean you throw it away. Butterfly wings are good to be used in a lot of stuff. They make jewelry out of butterfly wings. You've seen necklaces, earrings out of butterfly wings. Those butterfly wings are probably butterfly wings that got damaged during setting. So then we're going to bring this one this way. And it didn't do too bad. Or another way to reuse your damaged butterflies is to use them in maybe a more scary design, and where their wings are all frayed. But this one actually didn't turn out bad. As you see, the blue color, isn't that gorgeous? You gotta love the blue color. Next to the yellow field, the blue Morpho. So these two are done. I'm gonna set those there. Now that Morpho I will use in a more like gothic type look, because of the fact that the color has kind of come off a little bit. So maybe I'll add something to the butterfly or use the wings as a background. So, and you just have to keep going, trial and error. That's how you do it. But remember, the key things that you want to do is touch the butterfly wing as little as possible. The Morphos will come off on you, so you'll know if you touch them. The more you touch a butterfly wing, the more possibility that it will start to disintegrate under the oils on your skin. Because remember, butterfly wings are the same thickness of a human hair. You'll need pins, standard pins to hold the paper down, strips of paper to hold the wings down, and that's just regular paper cut in strips. And then to process them, you want to put them in a tub with water, leave them inside their original paperwork, the paper that they send them in, while they soak for 24 hours. The larger the butterfly, the longer the soak. 24 hours for standard and smaller butterflies. More for Atticus moths, stronger bodied moths, death heads, stuff like that, may take longer. 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, depending on, you get out, take them out, test it. If it's still a little hard, put it back in, because you can break it. When you get into moths this large that are bigger than your hand, the cartilage is thicker, so it takes longer for it to soften. You want to make sure that it's soft enough so that it doesn't snap the wings. And then you can make beautiful art out of it. So, excuse me, I'm going to do one more so you guys can see. And then if you have any questions, ask, because I also have, we've got spiders, we've got all sorts of stuff that we put into different art that for people. And right now I'm just going to show you how to set a butterfly. Down the road I'll show you how to set like a spider, or maybe a larger Atticus moth. And when I say don't throw away, if you damage a moth or you damage something, don't throw it away. It's still good. You can still use the wings. These are damaged Atticus moths. They either arrived damaged, they became damaged, or whatever. But I hold on to them because these wings can be used as a backdrop to anything. They're beautiful. Don't throw them away. If you're going to use an animal, use it all. So we're going to take this out, and we are going to put it on this one. We're going to put it on, see, we have a whole bunch here. We're going to put it on this one. So I took it out of the water, as you can see, the field butterfly yellow, and it is still dripping wet, of course. It's been soaking through. And I drop it. Make sure you can feel it. It's still good in there because it's still inside. So, and then as you can see the folds in the paper, use the folds to open it. If you rip it open, you're going to rip the butterfly wing. Okay? Trust me, I know. I've done it 5 billion times. Then you open it like a little bag. Then what I'll do is I'll rip it down the seam until I can, or I'll open it here so that it opens up completely. Because when you get these in, they should be easy to open. So that way you don't have to rip it. And you see this one opened just like those old friends thing, those old origami. Then I throw that in there, and I'm holding it by the body, not the wings, by the body. Because the body is it'll be stronger. So hold it by the body. Look, isn't he cute? So precious. I'm so glad. I love it because what I look at, when I look at these and I do the oddities, I do the animals or the bugs, the wet specimens and stuff, I think I'm giving it a second life, even though it's not, it is, because it gets to live off. And it gets to live longer, you get to love on it long, you get to love the beauty of it, of nature, and I just love that. So, we're going to get a pin. And it looks like I'm getting low. I need to find some more long. Oh, here's one right here. Okay, so when we're going to pin the body down, you're going to use a pin with a lid because you're going to have to push it down. So, the stick. These are easier because you can actually see the split between them. And then that is through the body, as you can see. Then you see how it cracked it open. Ooh, I got to remember your sideways. It cracked it open. You're going to put your finger down because you got to spread it to put it in. And then you're going to grab the body with those 2 fingers and pull this out. Then you see it split apart. You take the pin, put it behind the head into the main body. Try not to break the antenna. And then as you push it down, you can see it come out of the bottom. The wings are spreading nicely. And then push it in to it. And he's sitting. Okay? Then what you want to do is get your paper ready, your paper things ready. I'm going to do a double wing drop, meaning I'm going to do all 4 wings. Okay? The back wings, the front wings. So, as you can see the split, I'm going to get this close to you. As you can see the split in the wings, right? 1, 2. You got the split in the wings. We're going to go down the split. Okay? That's why you want to use paper that's really thin, because you don't have much room to maneuver. So you're going to slide it down in there. See how it is? It is behind this wing, but in front of that wing. Okay? Then we're going to take 2 pins. And then we're going to drop this one down. And we're going to pin the bottom wing down. Then we're going to turn it around. Oop. There it is. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to slide it. Oops. I'm going to slide it right down in there, and I'm going to bring this one down. Okay? And then I'll bring it up to show you before I do the next one, okay? I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is the last one I'm going to do, and then I'll go over what you need again, and then I got to go out and help. So, as you can see, now this one's going to be like in a taking flight. As you can see, his 2 front wings are still up. His 2 back wings, his 2 back wings have been brought down, right? Now, I'm going to bring down the front wings. So, do it like you normally do. Bring it down. I know my hands are probably, and I'm going to just drop it, but I'm not going to take it all the way down because I want it to look like, give a in-flight motion. And wings don't stay the same level when a butterfly is flying. Like I said, watch butterfly videos, watch moth videos, see how their wings are in certain positions. So that way when you go to do your art, you can use those positions that you saw. So then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to drop it about as low as the next one, right? As the last one. So I'm going to get a pen ready though, because I want to make sure this isn't very long. So there. And then take the pin, put it in there. Take the pin, put it in this end. Okay. Now, as you can see, that butterfly, wait, where'd it go? This one, this butterfly now has the two front wings up, the two back wings down. So it looks like it's in flight. So that's how we do it. That's how you set your butterflies. Like I said, an hour to 2 hours after you set the butterflies, they should be ready. The cartilage should be hardened into position. So then you can make your art. And you can choose any background. Any background. Any background. Look at some of these backgrounds. Aren't they crazy? I mean, I almost want to just frame some of these. You can use the silver backgrounds, you know, as you see we're starting to use. I mean, look at this. That'd be cool. You put a bunch of little bugs on it or something and frame it. How fun. Well, that's cool, Bill. That's awesome. They're fun to do. A lot of people are kind of grossed out about it, but they're actually, I think you're preserving the memory of these butterflies and being able to share in the beauty of them and everything. I mean, look at this. With maybe a big Atticus or a blue Morpho on there for contrast, it'd be gorgeous, right? So if you like to do taxidermy, or not taxidermy, but you like to do specimens, especially bug specimens, finding these vintage wallpaper books, great idea, right? So you need pins, just regular pins, and then pins that have a head that you can push in. Wood skewers, I would use wood skewers on them. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. If you use metal, you run the risk of it being too sharp and poking in. Wood, natural on natural, it just seemed right to do. Then, once they're set and you create your art, give it a spray with hairspray, because what that will do is that will help to seal the wings, like if it pushes on the glass or anything. But the one thing you will always want to do is never do an art, well, this is learning. Never do a butterfly that is not encased in something, because if you do a butterfly out and about, as dust lands on its wings, it will start to build up and then break, and you can't clean those wings. So you want to be careful. Foam to pin them into, and then a frame or something to put them in, and voila, you have something cool and on your wall that a lot of people can talk about, right? Thank you guys so much for jumping on and looking at this, and I hope it was fun to see and how we do these. And remember, all of our animals, all of our insects, our skulls, everything that's out there is all ethically sourced, and we take care of them as though they were our own pets, because they are beautiful and they will last forever behind glass, and you have something beautiful to look at. So you guys have a great day, and well, you can always play it back, Floyd. One of these days I might. I've been teaching classes at my past job for years. I do it here with different things, and maybe I will do one of these. So cool. Jump on in. We're open till 7 o'clock. If you do venture in, please be safe. It is bad outside. And we are here until 5 o'clock tomorrow, and then we're closed until Tuesday. So come on in. Talk to me about oddities. Take a look at our specimens and our taxidermy and wet specimens. And you guys all have a Merry Christmas. And if I don't jump on and see you again, have a Happy New Year too, but I will. Anyways, bye you guys, and don't laugh about my dirty back room, because it'll be clean next time you see it, I promise. Bye.